Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Give me 1 second, get this call started. Hope you guys can see me. Welcome to this evening call. My name is Derek Hawkins, and you guys are here to see phenomenal information about a tremendous opportunity, but also a technology that is literally changing lives. So I want to welcome each and every one of you to the call. This is a launch call for a good friend of ours, Miss Grinnell Griffin, and she's going to welcome all our guests. I want to start letting them in the room. So if you don't mind, Grinnell, you can actually start and welcome your guests.
Okay, good evening. And I thank each and every one of you for being here this evening. I think you're going to be really excited to hear this awesome presentation. And so I want to personally welcome Robin and Aubrey, and I'm not sure who else is on the call, but welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you for being here.
All right, so we're going to get started again. My name is Derek Hawkins. I'll be your host for this evening. I just want a few quick reminders and housekeeping. We're going to ask you to keep your phones on audio on mute, as well as your videos, your cameras off, because we are recording this call and it's live streaming, and we do not want to interfere with the streaming of the call. Also, want to remind you, if you are a guest, you want to indicate who invited you in the chat. Just put in your name and who invited you. For example, if your name is Dr. Anthony Stroman, you can say Dr. Anthony Stroman invited by Grinnell, or whoever you're invited by. Sometimes when we start these calls, some people log in with their Zoom ID or they log in with a phone number, and sometimes it just says iPhone. So we want to make sure that we identify you and welcome you to the call. So welcome to the call, and let's go ahead and get right into the presentation. I have a question for you. If you're here for the first time, the question is, have you been patched yet? And I know it's a weird question to start, but as you see the young ladies in the screen, they're all wearing a patch on their arm. That patch is about the size of a quarter. This is a stem cell activation pack. It's also called X39. And by the time I'm finished with this presentation, there's two things I'm going to guarantee. I'm going to guarantee that you have all the information that you need to make an informed decision as to why you should be wearing the patch. But I also believe by the time I'm finished, you're going to want this patch not tomorrow, not next week. You're going to want it tonight, because once you understand what this patch does and the benefits of those who have used it, you're going to want to not only use it, you're going to want to share it with everyone else. So if you have not been patched, make sure you get back to the person who invited you either tonight or no later than tomorrow, so you can get your hands on these patches. The sooner the better. So let's get right into why this is important. I'm going to start out by sharing with you a short video. The video is about 3 minutes. This video is going to kind of break down what this patch is, the science behind it, what it does, again, in less than 3 minutes. And on the other side of that 3 minutes, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go further into detail. I'm going to tell you why you should wear the patch, how it works, who invented it, where you can get the patches from. And you're going to hear a few testimonies for people who have actually used the patch. And these are not paid actors. These are true testimonies, including one from my own mother. So sit back, relax. If you didn't already, grab a pen, grab a pad, just to jot down any notes that you might want to take, or if something I say is not clear to you, jot it down so you can get that question answered after the call. But let's go again right into this video, and I'm going to see you on the other side.
In a world searching for answers, one discovery is changing everything. A patch, no bigger than a quarter, built not to treat symptoms, but to wake up the healer inside you. This is X39, a wearable, light-activated patch. Designed by David Schmidt, an inventor with over 200 patents. His mission? Reverse aging naturally. This isn't science fiction. It's stem cell activation without injections, without pills. Your body repairing itself. The results? Life-changing energy, recovery, sleep, relief. And the medical world? It's taking notice. Still skeptical? Visit thisisaninfo.com. You'll find the studies, the patents, the proof. It's all there. But there's more. This tiny patch isn't just transforming lives, it's creating freedom, because behind it is a business model built for the bold. Real people, real results. Income that scales with impact. And here's why. Because this breakthrough technology is patented and exclusive, it offers a lucrative business plan that allows you to compound your efforts. More people than ever are struggling in today's economy. You can no longer rely on your own sweat equity alone to make a living. This business model allows you to duplicate yourself and even better, to benefit from other people's efforts. So your income no longer depends solely on you. By duplicating yourself over and over, the income potential is far greater than a conventional job, career, or profession. And you're never alone. The This Is It system gives you the tools, the path, the team. All you have to do is start. The question is no longer if it works, it's whether you'll act or let this moment pass. Will you keep waiting or finally feel your body come alive again? Will you stay financially stuck or build something that lasts? Isn't it time to start living life on your own terms? The This Is It action plan will set you on a path to live out the dreams you have for your family. Get back with the person who shared this video so you can experience the age-reversing health and the exciting lifestyle that thousands are already enjoying. This is the technology. This is the team. And this is your moment. This is it.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is truly it. In fact, that is the name of our team. And as I shared with you earlier, let's talk about the inventor behind it. David Schmidt has over 200 patents. He is the CEO and the inventor, which is an odd, it's not something typically you don't have the CEO and inventor part of the same sentence. However, he's a scientist and inventor. He has over, again, that's a 200 patents, but in 2008, he focused his attention on stem cell research. This is not Dave's first rodeo. He actually was contracted by the Navy SEALs over 21 years ago to develop a patch that they can use because they were developing a new submarine and they wanted to make sure that the Navy SEALs would be able to stay alert for more than 36 hours without a drug, without taking any coffee or drugs, anything internal, no injections. He developed his first patch. It was an energy patch well over 20 years ago using something called phototherapy. Recently, David spent about 10 years and almost $5 million, $4.5 million of his own money to bring this to market. Now, this is called X39. And the reason it's called X39 because there were 38 attempts over those 10 years to develop this technology that would actually reactivate your dormant stem cells. And he did it. He found the code, as we say. And again, as a result of that, a lot of people are benefiting from it. Is it a patent technology? It's a wearable phototherapy apparatus, about the size of a bandage. Like I said, you wear it on your body. And what it does, the beneficial effects to the human body is activation of your stem cells, improvement in strength, improvement in your stamina, pain relief via a non-transdermal container. Now, even though David developed this technology back in 1973, there was another scientist named Lauren Picard. He discovered something called a copper peptide. And what he found, he said, if you can figure out a way to activate your copper peptides, it will wake up dormant stem cells. Now, that's a very incredible because his goal was to find a cure for cancer. He did not find a cure for cancer, but he did find a way to help a lot of people live better lives. So we're going to talk about that. And David just carrying on his work. Now, this patent technology, again, is why it's important because stem cells make up the majority of the organs in our bodies. They are what you call the healing cells in our body. That's important. Now, as we age, and our stem cells, about 30%, at the age of 30, about 50% of our stem cells, they are not active. By the time you turn 60, guess what? By the time you turn 60 and over, less than 10% of your stem cells are active. Now, that's really important. That is why, when you think about it, when you're younger, if you have an injury, I can remember breaking an arm when I was a kid, and within 2 weeks, I was healed. I was out of the cast. I was back doing the same thing I was doing before, and you couldn't even tell I had broken an arm. But what if I break my arm now, at a later age? That becomes a permanent issue. And that's why a lot of people get hip replacements, knee replacement, joint replacement, because as we age, we don't heal as fast as we used to because our stem cells are inactive. Same thing with anything else that we deal with. So again, the bottom line is stem cell activation patch actually does what it says it does. It actually activates your dormant stem cells. Now, I'll give you an example of how it works. Some of you might have heard, hey, you need some vitamin D, you need some sun. And we get vitamin. Now, people think we get vitamin D from the sun, but we don't get vitamin D from the sun. In fact, it's not directly anyway, indirectly. So what happens is when we're out in the sun, when the sun hits our body at a certain wavelength of light, it wakes up the vitamin D that's already in our body. God has already given us the body to heal itself. We are light beings. And it is a proprietary form of phototherapy. Phototherapy is not new. If you think about it, go back thousands of years, they use different colored glass and light to reflect light. Even as a kid, unknowingly, I was actually using phototherapy. I would take a magnifying glass, I would hold it at a certain angle to the sun, and I could literally burn a hole in a leaf. And I could start a fire. I can do a lot of things with that. So the power of phototherapy is real. It's a patented nanocrystal technology. Nano simply means very small. In this patch, you're going to find salt, sugars, and amino acids. No chemicals, no drugs. Nano simply is very small crystals. Again, there's no stimulants. I love this fact because the pharmaceutical cartels, as I call them, they give us drugs and chemicals, and sometimes have as much as, even though I have a lot of respect for doctors, doctors spend most of their time when they're training, they learn about treatment, not prevention. That is why sometimes you can go to a doctor and you could ask him, well, he'll give you a prescription. You tell him what the problem is, he'll give you a prescription. Sometimes the prescription doesn't even work, or sometimes it's even worse. You go back to the doctor and say, listen, that prescription you gave me, it made me sick. It didn't help. He said, okay, let's try something else. That is probably why they call it a medical practice. And guess who they're practicing on? Me and you and all other people who are using these chemicals. And if you ever notice the commercials for these new drugs that come out, I see almost a new one every other week. The commercial is always very bright, vibrant. The colors, people are happy and gay, even though they're talking about some kind of drug or treatment. And and the great thing, the interesting thing is what the big print giveth, the small print taketh away. You hear things like this drug will do XYZ. However, it could cause cancer, heart attack, stroke, death. There's so many different things. And I saw one the other day that said it can actually damage your liver. So the bottom line is there's no incentive for pharmaceutical cartels to for us to heal. Unfortunately, it's a big business. No drugs, chemicals, or stimulants are in the patch. There's no stem cells in the patch, by the way. Some people spend thousands of dollars to get stem cell injections. There's no guarantee that it works. You're putting a foreign entity in your body, just like somebody getting a liver or heart transplant. It has to be compatible. It could be rejected. There's no guarantee it works. It could be. We had one young lady. It cost her $24,000 per injection. They wanted to get 4 injections that 1 year. Fortunately for her, she found out about the patch first, and she no longer needs those injections. Reflects light to activate your dormant stem cells. And give you an example. Like I said, I gave you an example with vitamin D, how the sun works. But you've all seen stories, documentaries about how they use night vision goggles to see somebody in the dark. They could be a mile away. They use it to find lost children. They use it to find animals at night. The bottom line is you can see someone because of what they call night vision goggles. Because we are light beings. We give off energy. We give off heat. We give off light. If you're familiar with the first couple of words in the Bible, says God made light. Light beings. So we are light beings. Okay, that's one of the first things that develop, and we depend on light. So what this patch does when you put it on your body, it reflects the infrared light that is leaving the body, the energy, the light, the warmth that you see with infrared light, goggles, and it reflects it back in like a mirror. And what it does is once you do that, it activates the copper peptide, which I talked about earlier. And once your copper peptides are activated, guess what? It activates your dormant stem cells. And again, the stem cells are the repair cells of the body. An interesting thing about a stem cell could be recreated to create any other kind of cell. It could be a brain cell, a heart cell. It could be any part of the body. It is non-transdermal, which means it does not penetrate the skin, unlike chemicals and drugs, and it's non-invasive. I love that part about it. Again, you put the patch on, you wear it, and I'll talk about how to wear it in a minute. These are the benefits of the patch. I've experienced all of these benefits. The longer you wear the patch, the more things you'll experience. It has a cumulative effect. You have increase in strength. You have mental clarity. Reduced inflammation. It restores muscle and skeletal conditions. It increases your stamina. It improves your sleep. One of the first things that happened for me is I had sleep apnea, and within the first week of wearing a patch, I didn't even tell my wife I was wearing this patch. She used to wake up at middle of the night thinking, I'm going to stop breathing, because when you have sleep apnea, sometimes it sounds like you're going to, you snore heavily and you sound like you're going to stop breathing. Within the first week, she noticed I was sleeping like a baby. I started having vivid dreams again. I haven't snored, and my sleep apnea is gone. That's over 3 years ago when I first started wearing a patch. Your energy and your vitality picks up. It improves your skin appearance. Because it improves your calcium, all the other parts of the body. The bottom line is it actually works. You can achieve optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being by wearing this patch. We actually refer to it as the wellness patch because of what it does. Now, I must admit, or I must share with you, that LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent, or treat any disease or medical condition, because it is not a drug. Some people ask, are you FDA approved? We are not FDA approved. We are FDA regulated because we are a technology. We are not a drug or chemical, so we don't need to be FDA approved, but we are regulated, and we make sure they know what we're doing. Okay. Now, let's move on to not just the benefit of the patch, how you wear the patch. I want to talk about that. The long-term results. Now, within the first couple of days that you wear the patch, sometime the first couple of hours, 4,000 of your genes begin to reset. Now that's incredible, because there's been studies done about the benefits of drinking red wine, because there's an ingredient in red wine called resveratrol. It is the extract of a grapeseed. And they said if you drink a glass of red wine, you can restore 2 of your genes. Think about that. You have to drink 2,000 glasses of wine to get the same benefit that you would get by just wearing a patch. Your brain becomes balanced. Your collagen increases. And the importance of collagen is not just for the hair and the skin and the nails. Collagen is the glue to our body. It's in your heart, your liver, it's throughout the body. So collagen is important. Many people are spending money on collagen supplements and injections and all kind of things. But what if your body can recreate its own collagen? Your heart reverses in age. You have 2 ages I like to share. You have your physical age in terms of how many years you've been on this planet, how many trips you've had around the sun. Let's say you're 50 years of age, but you can have the body, what we call your body at the vascular age of somebody in their 40s or 30s, because you lived well, you exercised, you don't have a lot of stress, you ate the right things. So even though you can be 50 years old, your vascular age could be much younger, because it's a measure of how well your body operates, how well your blood flows, how strong your heart is. But you can have the opposite. You could be 50 years old, but because you didn't exercise, you ate a lot of the bad foods, you had a lot of stress in your life, you're very sedentary lifestyle, you can have the body of somebody in 50s or 60s, even 70s. And you see that all the time. You see some people that are in their 70s or 80s, they're out dancing, they're skating, they're doing things that some people in their 30s and 40s can't do because their bodies won't allow it. So wearing the patch reverses your age. They say approximately for every decade that you live in, you should wear the patch at a minimum of 1 month for every decade. So if you're 60 years of age, you should be looking at no less than 6 months of wearing the patch to get the full benefits of it. I'm going to be wearing a patch for the rest of my life because of what it's been doing. It's not just anti-aging, it's age reversing. That's a comment from David Smith, the owner and inventor of the patch. And who wouldn't want to reverse the age and start to get better, look better, feel better, get rid of those things, get rid of your drugs, avoid surgery. We are truly on a mission to eradicate bad health and debt in our communities. And guess what? We have the solution, and it's this patch. How do you wear the patch? Very simple. You wear the patch for 12 hours on. So let's say you put the patch on at 8 o'clock in the morning. You take it off at 8 o'clock at night. And what's happening when you wear the patch is elevating, activating, and regenerating your dormant stem cells, because it wakes up your copper peptide. And that's what it says in the patent. Now, after you take it off, you leave it off for 12 hours and remove it so your body can rest, repair, and rejuvenate itself. It is well known and documented that our bodies repair itself when we're in a sleep state. So if you're not getting good sleep, guess what? It also affects your health. But if you're getting good quality sleep, guess what? It improves your health. So it's working for you while you're wearing. It's even working for you when you're not wearing, because it helps you have a deeper, more healthy sleep. Now, we're going to share a couple of testimonies of X39. Now, some of these testimonies are emotional and life-changing. Some of them will make you cry, literally. I'm going to share a personal testimony, one from my mother. My mother's 84 years old. She's had a breast removed. She's had triple bypass surgery. She's had so many things. She has 9 children. She had 9 children. 84 years old, but she is living the best life. And again, as a result of these patches, her life has changed. She left me a message the other day and I recorded it. And I'm going to play that message. I'm going to play a couple of the testimonies, but I want you to listen to what's happening, by this little patch that it looks like about the size of a quarter and how powerful it is. And after the testimony, I'm going to shift gears a little bit and talk about now how you can get the patches. Those of you who are so inclined to add some extra income to cash flow to your household, how would you like to get compensated for simply telling somebody about something that's helping you and helping them as well? What better way to get compensated than to be a blessing to other people? So let's go start with these testimonies. Again, for those of you who want more information, you can go to thisisinfo.com. Don't do the lazy Google search. We've done all the research that you need. The testimonies are here. The patents is here. You're going to hear from the founder himself, how he created the patch. There's testimonies on this site as well. Everything that you need to make an informed decision is right here on this site. Because one thing about Google searches, if people are very clever, particularly marketers, they can redirect you to any other site simply by what you put in. So save yourself some time, effort, and energy and go right to the source. All right, let's get to this testimony. First one is going to be, again, my mother's testimony. That's my mother on the left. I'm leaning on the shoulder. That was at an award ceremony that my mother and my sister supported. On the far right is my mother. Again, this past summer, we were in a park. I got recognized for being active in my community for so many years. This gentleman holding the plaque is a former NBA player. His name is Rafer Alston. He played with the Houston Rockets for many years. He's a legend in New York City for those of you who ever watch basketball. But nonetheless, the focus is on my mom. Just listen to the testimony that I got when she sent me a call. And here it is.
Yeah, Derek. I was just letting you know that I had a visit from the visiting nurse, and she took all my vitals and checked me out and everything, and she said everything was fine. And she was so proud of my heart and my blood pressure and everything. She said, "Yeah, you're gonna live to be 100." I told her, "Yeah." She said, "I told her, yeah, I was taking these patches," and I showed her the patches that she gave me, the one for the Silent Night and the Ice Wave, and she took pictures of it because she was saying she was gonna check it out. So I said, okay. So she said, well, they're doing you some good. I said, they are, because I said, you see how I am, because she was talking about how good my heart was beating and my pressure was good. So I'm really feeling good about it, because they seem to be doing pretty good. Okay.
All right, so that is my mom's voicemail she left me. Again, to tell me about how the patches work. Because twice a year, the doctors come in and do an exam for her. And I don't know about you, but I've never had anybody tell somebody they're going to live to be 100, as a medical professional, because, again, the benefits of the patch. So, again, that's just give you one testimony. I'm going to share a few more testimonies from some of our clients, some of our users, other people who use the patch. We have some people we call brand partners. But these are people that we know and love, and I'm going to share their testimonies. And then after that, I'm going to talk about how you can get the patches and also how you can benefit if you share with other people.
Hi, I'm Kelly. And because of menopause, I used to have 3 intense hot flashes an hour. Now I only make 3 light ones a day. I used to have really intense night sweats. Now I wake up dry, full of energy, alertness, clarity, and full of vigor. I love my wearable technology.
Ms. Gwen, I suffered from chronic sciatic nerve damage for 48 years. No relief. No matter what medication I took, I still was in chronic pain, back pain. After being introduced to this patch over 18 months ago, they put it on my back, and within 5 minutes, my pain left, and I have been pain-free and excited about life ever since.
Hi, my name is Jeffrey. Diabetes, congestive heart failure, stroke. I suffered all these issues in a matter of just over 14 weeks. The doctors prescribed a congestive heart failure to me, and I had a pacemaker defibrillator. They told me I wouldn't walk. They told me I couldn't talk again. I was able to learn this all over again. But fast forward, after wearing this patch, the diabetes is at a normal A1C level of 6.9. The congestive heart failure is now gone. The stroke, I no longer have the paralysis that I had before, with the use of the left side of my body. I'm so excited. This patch absolutely works.
Hi, I'm Wendell, and I suffer from a condition called atrial fibrillation. And that that condition causes me to have 3 major strokes. And the doctors, all of them told me I would live with that for the rest of my life. That wasn't a good quality of life at all. But you know something, with this new technology, when I tried it, it began to work. And within 6 months, it had corrected my life. What I mean is this, my PCP and my cardiologist say they see no evidence of my AFib anymore. I can speak better, I can talk, and I was in the scooter after those strokes. Now I can walk better. You know, I'm doing things that I wasn't able to do. So now I have a better quality of life. Please do me a favor. Go tell everyone about it. Tell your family, your friends, everybody, because guess what? You deserve it, and we deserve better quality of life. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lauren. 2 surgeries, constant pain, hypothyroidism, and always exhausted. That was me as a college softball athlete. I began wearing this incredible patch. Now my hip and shoulder pain are gone, my energy is through the roof, and I don't even need naps anymore.
Hi, my name is Janice. I have a son with autism. He's 27. Before wearing this incredible patch, he was not cooperative at home. He won't do any tasks. He's not focused. A lot of obsessive compulsive behavior, hours of obsessive compulsiveness. And after wearing the patch for 1 year, my son is able to focus better. Medications are working well. He is able to do tasks. He's mopping floors, doing dishes, doing laundry. And most of all, he is now calling me on the phone if he needs me. This patch works, especially with autism. Thank you.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are just some of the few out of, we have literally thousands of testimonies that come in every week. And each week there's new testimonies of things that we've never experienced before. So again, the benefits of these patches are incredible. But my question to you is, what's important to you in your life? You know, obviously for me, family, faith, and fun. But family time is important for all of us. And if you're healthy, I guess what, you can enjoy those family times. What about your security? You know, not just mental and physical, we're talking about financial security. And they all related. You know, if you're financially stable, guess what? It can help with your health. But if you're in the opposite, if you have bad health, guess what? It can affect your finances as well. What about travel? You know, maybe you want to travel a lot. Maybe you want just better health. You know, all of us, I believe, want better health and less debt. And we're on a mission. One of our crusades is to eradicate bad debt as well as bad health. And we have the solution for it. Now, I want you to shift gears a little bit, and let's talk about the opportunity. For those of you, again, who are just interested in the health benefits, you can stay on if you like to get for the next 10 minutes or so, we can wrap up. I'm going to talk about the benefits. Opportunity happens by creating solutions. We are solution oriented. What are the current problems that we have to solve? One is that no one knows that stem cells become dormant. My doctor never told me that. Anybody I talked to didn't know. And then we have doctors who are work with us, and some of them didn't know our stem cells become dormant by the time we turn 30, and then by the time it's 60, only 10% of them are active. So many people are struggling financially, particularly with this recent changes in the government and people losing jobs, and AI is going to take away a lot of opportunities for people, even though it can create as well. But the bottom line is we have current problems that we can be solved, and we have a solution. LifeWave Solution offers one. Stem cell reactivation will help with your wealth. When I say your wealth, I'm talking about your health, because your health is your wealth. What good is it to have $1 million if you're constantly taking medication, you're in pain, you're back and forth to the doctors, you can't really enjoy life, you know, you're in pain and aching. But what if you had opportunity to get your health back, but also have an income generating business? And this opportunity offers an income generating business. And let's talk about the business. When you're looking at a business, what do you look for? Well, the company is over 20 years old. And the reason that most people haven't heard about this company, because most of the people who were using the patches were medical practitioners, doctors, nurses, holistic healers, and they were simply sharing it with their own clients. But a few years ago, there was a couple, Steve and Gina Merritt. They are marketers. They helped over 100 people become millionaires. For 6 years, they didn't do anything because they didn't find anything worth their time. But once they heard about the LifeWave and X39 patches, guess what? They got started and they created what's called the This Is It team. We are the This Is It team. And let me show what happened in 2021. In fact, over the first 20 years of business, they average about $20 million in revenue. Look what happened in 2022. It went from $20 million to $320 million. In 2023, it jumped to $430 million. Last year, $600 million. This year, the push is for $1 billion. It's going to be $1 billion company. It's going to be a multi-billion dollar company. So you're at the right place at the right time looking at an incredible opportunity. Because when you see something at that kind of growth, the reason you have it because it's not a Me Too product. What I say, a Me Too product is vitamin supplements, weight loss. There's thousands of people and companies that offer those types of things, but you can only get the X39 LifeWave patch from LifeWave. Look at the rank. We are ranked the #1 company on momentum by businessforhome.org out of 6,000 companies. Let me say that again. Businessforhome.org evaluates over 6,000 companies around the world, particularly in direct sales area. And we are ranked #1 in momentum 2 years in a row. That means you're having a lot of growth. It's like getting in the way of a train and jumping on and taking you to your destination, or getting on the surfboard and catching that wave at the right time and taking over the shore. You have an opportunity to get on board. We just recently received another reward. This is called a LifeWave. It's called the 2025 Biotech Breakthrough Award. Literally hundreds of companies, thousands of companies are eligible to apply, but and this is talking about globally, and LifeWave has actually got the award as the breakthrough technology in particularly stem cells in 2025. Now, LifeWave again, and this is a team. Again, we have a system that allows you to duplicate your efforts. That's one of the benefits of it. It's like if you ever thought about having a business. What if you had a business and you had similar to a franchise, you had somebody guide you and give you information. You can literally start your business with a credit card and everyone can build a business of their dreams. Again, you can have a return on your investment within the first month in this business. Unlike a franchise, if you start a franchise, it could be $50,000 to $100,000. You have to go to franchise university. So if it was a McDonald's, you have to go to McDonald's University. You have to know where to put the shake machine, how many pickles to put on a burger, how long to cook the fries. All those things are in place, but they have such a great duplicatable system that teenagers can run and manage a McDonald's because they have a system in place. But guess what? We have a system in place too. And our team in the last 3 years has already created over 30 people who joined what's called a millionaire club in the last 3 years, even though the company's been around for over 20 years, because we have a system that not only works, but anybody can follow and have success. Now, we have 9 different ways we get paid. Now, I don't know about you, but how many ways you get paid at your job? More than likely, it's one way, and then you exchange the time for money. And unfortunately, most people, if you work a job, you have to drive sometimes to commute to a place to work with people you don't like, or boss you don't respect. And most people work just hard enough so they don't get fired. And most companies pay you just enough so you don't quit. But what if you have an opportunity to get 9 different ways to get paid? I'm going to show just some of them because those of you who decide to take a ride with us, you'll find out all the other 9 ways in our training, and we'll give you that detail. Now, I'm going to start with what we call a binary. Binary simply means two. You have a left side and a right side. That means you can invite friends and family members to look at this opportunity. They decide they want to partner as well. All we do is we use the patches. We share the patches with others. Some people purchase the patches. Some decide they want to become brand partners and they can generate income. But you have 2 sides, the left side and the right side. That means you have one side of the others where you can invite friends and family members. And as they join, that left and right side continue to grow because guess what? When we have another presentation, there's another one at 10 o'clock tonight. If you were to join tonight at 8 o'clock, guess what? If somebody got on a call at 10 o'clock tonight and they wanted to join, they would have to go on your left or your right side. There's no other choices. So just imagine 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, a month from now, a year from now, hundreds, even thousands of people will join. They have to be on the left or right side. And those individuals will contribute to your income because as they join and use the patches and share the patches, it's accumulating volume. And volume just simply means the points that you get when somebody uses the patches, and that becomes commissionable income. Now, the first goal is to become what's called a manager, and that's the basis for our company. A manager simply means you invite one person on the left and the right, and as soon as you do that, you become what's called a one-star manager. If you get 2 people, two on the left and 2 on the right, you become a 2-star manager, and you start to move up in rank, and income increases. Now, in this particular structure, this is only one of the ways we get paid. This is called a binary pay. You can earn up to $25,000 per week. That's the cap. $25,000 a week, starting in as you start to move and advance in the company. We explain this in more detail in our training, but just understand this. The more people you share this opportunity with and share the patches with, the more you can earn. You cannot earn anyone else. There's no limit. Now, again, you can give what's called upfront pay in income payout. So if you invite 1 or 2 people to get started, let's say they get started tonight, you will become a 1-star manager in the first 48 hours. And as a 1-star manager, which means 1 person on the left and 1 on the right, you will earn $25 per week for the first 9 weeks in business, just for getting started, just by maintaining that position, just sharing it with 2 other people. But what if you shared it with 4 people, 2 on your left and 2 on the right? You now become what's called a 2-star manager. And as a 2-star manager, you can earn $50 per week for the first next 9 weeks. And here's the other benefit. What if you were the person who introduced the individual that became a 1-star manager or 2-star manager? You would earn a 50% matching bonus simply because you shared it with other people. Now, I don't know about you, but how many jobs will pay you for simply recommending other people to participate in their business? This company does that throughout. This is only the second way that we get paid. Now, I'm going to talk about matching bonus. And again, matching bonus simply means, let's say you introduce someone to the business. I'm going to just focus on the first column. It's called a 1-star director. Once you get to 1-star director, you're going to earn a 5% match of everything I earn. Anybody that you enroll, that they're their first generation, you're going to earn a matching bonus on everything they do. There's no limit to the number of people you can enroll, and that goes up to $20,000 per person over time. But again, you don't have to understand the details of it. Just understand this. If you like talking to people and sharing information, you will get compensated. Don't we already do that? Don't you invite and recommend a nice movie and a nice restaurant? How about a nice hairstylist? In fact, if you recommend a bad hairstylist, won't you tell more people? The bottom line is we do this every day, all day anyway. We just don't get compensated for sharing and recommending things to others. Well, now that's going to change. You can do that with this opportunity. Now, again, this is, a system is a duplicatable system. You basically, the system allows you to duplicate your efforts. You don't just get paid on what you do. You get paid on the people that you share with and the people they share with, because every time they do, you increase volume, you get paid on volume. And that's what this opportunity allows you to do. Now, before I get started, I'm going to see if one of my partners is online. Dr. Stroman, are you online? If you don't mind, in a minute or so, I'm going to ask you to share why people should take advantage of this opportunity. But let's just do a quick comparison. In a conventional business, high startup costs, high risk, lots of stress. Again, if you own your own business, again, the business owns you. Long hours, trial and error, hoping it works, a learning curve, limited earning potential. But let's look at the LifeWave business. You can start on a credit card. You can have your money return on investment in your first 48 hours or first week. There's no risk because you're actually you're investing in your health. So what better way to invest in health than to use something that's going to help you improve your health? Stress-free. You make your own schedule. It's a proven system. It's already documented. We have mentorship. We have some of the top leaders in the industry that are coming on board. We had one gentleman who literally spent $200,000 to leave his company to come and join our company because he saw the benefits of being a part of this opportunity. You have unlimited income potential. There's no cap. You can earn as much or as little as you choose to. If you want to make more income, just talk to more people. That's how simple it is. Dr. Sherman, are you available to share real briefly why people should take advantage of this opportunity? Let's see if Dr. Stroman is on. Dr. Stroman is a world-renowned speaker. He speaks all over the world, particularly the churches and congregations, about finances and health. He may have to get off. Let's see if he's on. Okay, I don't see him on. All right, yeah, he had to jump off, but nonetheless, let me keep going. Let's talk about how to get started. There's a couple of ways to get started. You can get started by purchasing a patch. One sleeve, which is a 30-day supply of these patches, costs $149.95 retail. But why pay retail when you can get it for wholesale? And you can get wholesale by simply getting what's called a bundle pack. You can get 3 sleeves. The 3 sleeves is a 90-day supply, and you get a discount. So if you were to buy 2 of these retail, it will cost you $300. If you get the core pack, you get 3 sleeves for $295. Right, that comes out about $98.33 per sleeve. Or you can get what's called the advanced pack. The advanced packs give you 6 sleeves, 6 of these sleeves. Again, each one has a 30-day supply, and you get it for $535, so you get a bigger discount. You get the advanced plus pack is $975. You get 11 of these sleeves, and if you're a business-minded person, you need to have as many sleeves as you can. you get a bigger discount for $9.75. And if you want to get the package that we have is called premium, you could get 20 sleeves. Would normally cost $2,000 for 20 sleeves. You get it for $1,750. Comes out to about $87.50 per sleeve. And remember, you can retail them to others for $149.95, or you can sign other people up. Now, there's some benefits. One of the benefits is to get a subscription. Now, subscription is a one sleeve subscription. That's your overhead at a minimum, because what that will allow you to do, that will allow you to keep your points. And what do I mean by that? Anytime someone joins LifeWave, they have to be on your left or right team. They're going to contribute to your income. That environment accumulates, and that to keep that environment accumulating, you have to have at least one sleeve so it continues to grow. You don't want it to lose that. You keep your points, and you can earn 4 different ways. However, if you want to maximize the compensation plan, you can earn 9 different ways by getting 2 of these sleeves a month. Again, 2 of these sleeves is something that you need anyway, because you need 1 sleeve for yourself, for your own use. You need 1 to share with others. We give out samples. And if you have a partner, you both need your own sleeves anyway. But again, that's the most you have to contribute on a monthly basis to maximize 9 ways that we get paid. You have enough product for 2 people and it keeps going. Okay. To sign up, you can get a form. The person that invited you can send you this form. You can fill it out, basically your basic information, name, address, where you want the package sent. You're going to create your own username and password, because you will have your own website where people can go and shop or join. Again, submit your payment information, and then you will be entered into the system immediately. You can actually start sharing your website tonight if you join this evening. You can also go to the website. Our brand partners have a website where you can go to and you can join as a brand partner, and you can actually shop. And if you just want to use the package, if your main concern is your health, you can actually become what's called a preferred customer. A preferred customer is somebody who says, listen, I want to get the discount. I want to get the package for $99 a month. I set up a monthly subscription, which you can cancel at any time, and you will be able to get the package at $99 per month. So you are now investing in your health. Again, for those of you who want more information, go to This Is It Team. That's our training site. That's where we teach you how to build your business. We tell you how to onboard someone. When somebody gets started, how you get them started. What do they need to learn? How about the compensation plan? How about the products? Everything that you need to build your business. This is what's called a turnkey system, just like a McDonald's. Everything that you need is here, need to plug in. We also have the information site. This is it, info.com. That's where you go for additional information. And we now have a new AI-powered app. This app allows you to build your business. As you know, everybody's doing AI, so you want to make sure that you continue to do so. All right. Now, we have a weekly schedule. There's calls pretty much every day. Again, these calls again on a weekly basis from Monday through Saturday, pretty much. We have sometimes 2, sometimes 3 calls a day. There's another call tonight at 10 o'clock p.m. So if you want to hear this again, if you have people that live on the West Coast in a different time zone, there's going to be a presentation at 10 p.m. And again, that's going to be live. So you can literally start to build your business this evening. All this information is all on our This Is a Team site as well. We do have some incentives. There's a trip that you can win to go to Hawaii, and you don't have to hit the top position in the company to do so. You just have to build up points, and you get points by signing up people who purchase the patches as customers. You get points for people who join as partners, who rank up, and you help them as well. So there's a lot of ways you get compensated. You can earn this trip. It started October 27th. The qualification period goes into February 22nd. So we've had people that did it in a week's time, 2 weeks, a month. Some people did it right to the last minute, but anybody is eligible to qualify for this trip. They just have to get the points. And again, we teach you how to do that on our training. So again, the time is now to make a move. You want to make your move. You want to make a decision. Question is, are you serious about your dream? And I'm going to share with you, this is what I call a Bitcoin moment. And what do I mean by that? Bitcoin at one point was only 5 cents for 1 Bitcoin. So if you had heard about Bitcoin when it was 5 cents, you could have purchased 20 Bitcoin for literally $1. 20 Bitcoin you could have purchased for $1. And sometime earlier this year, Bitcoin got to as high as $120,000 for that same 1 Bitcoin. Imagine if you had purchased $1 worth of Bitcoin and you own 20 Bitcoin, and each one of them was worth $120,000. You would literally be a millionaire. We have people that become multimillionaires because what if you invested $5 worth of Bitcoin when it was 5 cents? So even when it was $100 or $1,000 or $10,000, but you were at the right place at the right time, and the difference is somebody took action, and those who people become Bitcoin millionaires. Well, guess what? This is a Bitcoin moment for you because in your lifetime, in our lifetime, you're lucky if you actually exposed to 1 or 2 life-changing opportunities. Some people never get exposed to a life-changing opportunity until it's too late. But most of us, again, get exposed to one or two in our lifetime. And in closing, you want to get back to the person who invited you. If you didn't already do so, please put in the chat your name and who invited you, particularly if your name is not shown in the group. Some people have it just says Zoom or it says iPhone or maybe a phone number. But if you don't mind, in the chat, if you were invited by our guest, particularly our host, Ms. Grinnell Griffin, please make sure you indicate in the chat that you were invited by her and who you are so she knows you want to call. And again, so as I was saying earlier, in your lifetime, you may come across one or maybe two opportunities that could be life-changing for you. And in closing, I have this one question for you, and I want you to ask this question of yourself. Is this your first opportunity or is this your last? And with that, I want to thank you all for joining us. Again, get back to the person that invited you. If you have questions, we'll be more than answer your question for you. We have for those of you who are part of our team, we have our team huddle at 9, so we have to jump off very soon. But thank you again for your time. Get back to Grinnell. Again, help her launch a business. For those of you who want to take advantage of it, get your health in order and help others do the same. Take care. Have a good evening, and we see you all on the beaches of the world. Good night. This call is officially over.